So yeah, we got a call from a skipper. They've imported a boat from Europe, and when they took delivery of it, it was blowing a bit of smoke and running a bit rough. We made plans to go and investigate the problem. This is what we found. The first step of the diagnosis process, so aboard the vessel, obviously lay down the deck protection. Firstly, before you plug the computer in, you will do the mechanical inspection of the engine. And that's where we dip oils, check coolant levels. It's always important to do a physical inspection first, mainly because you'll see things prior to starting the engine, and it's less chance of causing more damage to something that's there. When we did get to this boat, we did notice it had a major fuel leak from these two cylinders. We found it had low compression, and we also found some metal in the oils, which prompted further investigation. Due to the tight access of the Riva, it wasn't possible to diagnose and completely strip down the engine in the hull. It was a much more cost-effective way to remove the engine from the vessel and investigate the problem on our workshop floor. We bring in a crane with specialised equipment and lifting gear that we use. We're able to manipulate the engine on certain angles to get it out those tight holes. We often joke about the crane operator being more like a dentist. They just need to be as gentle as they can be because there's a lot of boat around them and a really heavy engine. As the crane lifts up, we're obviously watching all aspects of the motor to make sure nothing gets caught or overbearing any weight, and we might have to transfer some weight to manipulate the angle to get the engine out. We get it back to our workshop, and that's where we are able to strip it down and diagnose it further. It's a systematical approach in the way that the manufacturer would want to see it come apart and assembled. All the items get bagged and tagged just to make sure that if further investigate a certain component, we know exactly where that component has come from. Not only to see what the problem is, but we're actually looking for what has caused that problem. It would be a shame to build an engine and have the same failure repeat. We clean the products as they come off to find little witness marks and things like that we can see the cause of the main problem. And we're also documenting everything and photographing everything as it comes apart. This is really important for an insurance claim, or the customer just wants to see and know what's going on and he's not able to be here in our workshop. Having our team factory trained lets us pull these engines down in a certain way that it's efficient and is directed by the manufacturer. We always use genuine parts, which gives longevity to the repair. Not only do you get warranty on the part that's fitted, but you also get warranty on the labour that's been provided. It's like being a detective looking at how it all began and what component was actually responsible for the failure. Part of being a detective is to be thorough. Like, you don't want to miss something that send you down the wrong track in your investigation. Some of the things that we found when we pulled this apart was it did grab two pistons, and there is some crankshaft damage. We have a head that's damaged, that's dropped a seat, and that's what's caused most of the damage through the engine. Now that we've got a crankshaft damage in this engine, it makes it a viable idea to be looking at repairing the vessel. That's why we do these investigation reports, to provide the owner and the skipper with as much information as possible so they can make the right decision whether to rebuild the engine or repower the vessel and get them back using the boat as quickly as possible.